In 2005, I started writing this story, and it was inspired by shows I liked as a kid, like The Twilight Zone, movies like Silent Running, Omega Man, these kind of 70s character-driven science fiction films with small cast of characters, but big ideas.
Barry, Levine, and myself first met with Joe. He brought us an 8-page treatment. There were images within that treatment that blew us away.
Two words that I had from the very beginning of the project was a beautiful desolation. Blue skies, black sand, a very kind of monochromatic palette. I like the idea of doing a daytime science fiction movie because I felt like, ever since Alien, science fiction kind of went into the darkness, and I wanted to kind of bring it back out into the daylight.
Barry came up with an idea of doing an illustrated novel.
It's written in prose, like a novel, and every 4th or 5th page, you'll have a beautifully rendered image that will come up.
So we developed the story a little bit more, and the work on that illustrated novel actually became kind of a pitch for the movie.
I haven't made a sci-fi since I made it with Steven Spielberg. And I met Joe Kosinski when he was in post on Tron, and he showed me the graphic novel.
He was really enthusiastic about it right from the get-go. I mean, basically signed up at that point, and he was a great, creative partner throughout the whole process.
Those images that we created set a tone. We were able to use those images to not only sell the story to the studio, but eventually those images went straight to the production design department.
We took those set designs that were established in the book and we started to refine them.
One of the most important things in the beginning of the story is this house that's on top of this very delicate, fragile structure. And it's intended to look that way. We want the Sky Tower to feel as if it's a futuristic evolution of architecture. And human engineering has evolved to the fact that this would be a stable structure. We learn later on in the story that this is completely alien.
What we were trying to do here was, through the eyes of an alien influence, to design these pieces of architecture that would house a human, comfortably.
There's a lot of iconic details that make it a home. Everything from a coffee maker to the stovetop to the refrigerator. There's a his and her sink in the bathroom. There's the dining room table, and there's the couch pit. There's things that are trying to make it look like it's influenced by a traditionally kind of domestic designed home.
It means that everything you make has to be designed. That was actually part of Joe's and Darren's mandate. Things should be very clean. There should be a real product design element to everything.
This set has taken 5 months to figure all this out. It's all metal supported. It's an amazing feat in itself.
The Sky Tower is sandwiched on 3 levels. We have Vickers control tower above, we have the main living space, and we have the workshop below. Jack's space is really like a futuristic man cave. It's loaded with tools. Intentionally, it's supposed to look like a really high-tech garage.
Every aspect in here has to be at the point where you have to believe it's real. We had the showers. We had to plumb all the water fixtures, purify the water, proper temperature controls so that nobody gets hurt.
There's a Sky Tower 1 and there's a Sky Tower 2 in our story. And so we went with a bit of a bluer palette for Sky Tower 1. Almost all the carpeting and on some of the paint details.
And when we change over to Sky Tower 2, we're going to have amber, kind of an ochre color, just to help show that it's a different home.
Cut.
Joe Kosinski's goal was to shoot as much of the movie in camera as possible. We're on a set right now at the Sky Tower that exists 2,000 feet above the Earth's surface.
Obviously, that's not something you could build, but I felt like we could get close by using kind of a modern take on a technique that Stanley Kubrick used on 2001, which is front projection.
Instead of using green screen for the Sky Tower, they filmed cloud formations, sunrise, sunsets.
We went to Haleakala, which is a volcano in Maui, 10,000 feet above sea level. And for a week, we set up 3 cameras. Then we took that footage and we front projected it on a massive screen that surrounded the set.
So the overall screen is, it's 42 feet high by 530 feet long. There are 19 different content zones created by a combination of 34 HD feeds. There's a few variations on sunsets, a blue sky, sunrise that actually, you see everything it's actually got a sun in it that rises over the horizon.
You end up with an all-in-camera visual effect. You can have things like glass and reflective surfaces. The skies reflect in the eyes of the actors during the scenes. They're surrounded by it. It allows them to immerse themselves more deeply in the story.
Joe's idea was to capture an Earth that didn't look dark and dreary. He wanted to find an environment that looked ravaged from a war. We scouted many locations and we kept, being turned off by the desert looks of a lot of where these movies are set. Joe found Iceland. We took a tour and we realized there was no better place to set Oblivion than Iceland.
As you can see, the logistics getting up here are pretty tricky, and so we want to do this with the minimum amount of people. At the same time, we want to make sure we have everything necessary. So part of the scout here right now is to really understand what's involved getting up here.
The landscape looks like really no other place on Earth. It's a volcanic island, black sands, no trees, just moss growing on the hillsides. And then kind of against that rugged landscape, I wanted to bring a very clean, forward-looking technology. I thought that juxtaposition would create something visually that felt unique.
As soon as you arrive here, you understand quite easily why it's being shot for all these different sci-fi locations, because there's just so many wonderful different geothermal spots everywhere. You're just driving down the road and you come across a beautiful waterfall or a geyser or a hot spring, and the colors are just amazing. It's like being in another world.
Yeah, we'll shoot a couple of different versions. Now I'm coming around this corner here. Couldn't wait to go to Iceland. I've never been there, first of all. Just absolutely stunning country. It's hauntingly beautiful. And we were there when it was daylight for 24 hours.
Right now, it's, what, about 9 o'clock at night, which I know the picture doesn't suggest it is. And the sun is kind of playing peekaboo for a few minutes, and then it pops back up again.
Touchdown.
This location, we essentially had to build a road to get us to it. There was nothing here other than hills. We cut the road, we cut a landing pad for our helicopters, crew parking, everything we needed to get out here.
Everywhere we went, the locations, we were flying around in helicopters, which was amazing because you get to see so much of the country.
We went to Earl's Peak, which is a mountain peak in the middle of Iceland. Glaciers on one side, black sand desert on the other.
No one has been shot here before, and we have actually never brought crew of this size and all that equipment up on a location like that.
So guys, a couple of things. One, always stay inside of the roped area, obviously.
We got the shooting platforms, and anyone that goes beyond the handrails need to be on a safety line. For a pretty simple reason, there's about 1,000 feet drop off the edge.
Earl's Peak, beautiful. I loved Earl's Peak. We landed on this ledge. There we hiked up and just spent the afternoon, and it was amazing.
Tom had no problem sitting on the edge of a mountain He has no fear of heights. We got some beautiful scenes of him. It's a really nice shot on your back. We'll just run a couple seconds of that.
Joe, which side do you want the flower on? We have extra ones, right? Yes. All right, let's do it.
We are rolling, please. Rolling.
It was really peaceful. It was so beautiful. And I think, you know, when you see the film, it captured it. It captured that serenity.
We're gonna do a little rappelling at lunch, guys.
That kind of stuff, capturing it in camera rather than doing it on a soundstage. It's what it's all about, you know, making movies like this.
I just want to thank all the Icelanders here for sharing your country with us and being such an incredible...
The bubble ship is Jack's main mode of transport. The inspiration for it came from a Bell 47 helicopter hanging up in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. It's a classic design, big glass bubble on the front, has beautiful visibility, and crossing it with the most modern fighter jet, you come up with the bubble ship.
You just see it. It's very unique. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Very, very early on, Joe started working with a concept artist, a comic book guy named Andre Wallen. He kind of did the first pass at it, and then we got Daniel Simon involved, and Daniel's been kind of carrying the torch for the bubble ship.
The ship is a two-seater, lightweight surveillance and maintenance ship. And in the concept of the whole design process, it was given that it should look kind of insect-like and really lightweight. It's a futuristic take on aviation, so we reduced everything to the minimum that we could find on real helicopters.
We actually got to build the full-size ship.
We had met a company called Wild Factory on Tron. One of the things that they brought to the table was they had been making car prototypes for car shows, and it took several months to do.
We spent 6 months. We had designed the bubble ship down to every bolt, and these guys were able to take those kind of plans and build this spectacular vehicle.
What Bradley and I are doing is actuating these doors and automating them so that they will open during the filming. This is a motorcycle bay, I think, where they bring out a motorcycle.
The bubble gives so much visibility to Tom Cruise's character because it's a patrol vehicle. Everything he needs is visibility. The diameter of this glass sphere is almost 2 meters.
Tom, he had some input on the controls to make sure it felt as realistic as possible with the foot pedals and the control stick.
The drawings and the concept art, Joe would just show me this stuff, and I just thought, oh, man, this is so cool. You know, I'm a pilot. I love stuff like that, and they designed it to fit to my body.
Tom just spent so much time in this vehicle that we had to design the seats so it's as comfortable as his TV couch at home. I mean, the lumbar support, the height of the seat rest, everything was totally tailored to him. For the first time, the team now tries to put the whole fuselage on the landing gear and to find out if the weight of the ship will be carried by that.
There we go.
There you go.
You're in, huh?
You're on bolts in the hands.
It's a huge relief to confirm that this is going to work.
We're finishing this now in California. Then it goes to Louisiana for the interior shooting.
The bubble ship comes to Louisiana.
We're going to build this thing from the ground up. It'll be an all-day process for us to build this thing.
Not even the guys from Wild Factory have seen this thing assembled yet, so it's going to be a surprise for everybody involved.
There'll come a time where these guys will start working like a pit crew and figuring out how fast they can tear it down and rebuild it on location.
It's beautiful. Tom had been involved with the project, so had seen the illustrations and the design evolve over the past year. But yeah, to bring him into that soundstage and show him the fully built, fully lit up bubble ship was a real thrill.
This is stunning. Great work, guys. Great work. God, that's beautiful. Come on. Can I get in?
Yeah, please do.
As beautiful as it is on screen, to be able to sit in it, it's so beautifully designed. Every piece of it was so smooth and elegant.
He loved sitting inside that thing. I think he really got a kick out of it. And it was really exciting to get to share that moment with him. How much does it weigh?
The whole ship, about 4,000.
Close to
4,000
4
pounds.
The landing gear alone is 1,200.
All right. Well, good job, guys.
All right.
Okay.
So here we are in Louisiana on stage 5, and Bubble Ship in all its glory behind me. We worked so hard to get the real feeling into everything. We came up with this very finesse and fragile landing gear. It's actually 3 legs. At the beginning of the design, we had it the other way around. We had the 2 legs in the back. But then the question came up, how do you actually get into this bubble? So an easy solution was to turn it around and reusing the landing gears actually as a step at the same time to get into the cockpit. Visually and design-wise, these guns come from the same family like his rifle, because in the philosophy and mythology of the film, everything is designed by Ted. So they have the exact same language, almost the exact same cooling openings. So for the control panels, there was actually the discussion, where do we put them? First, we had them all here in the middle because it looks kind of natural to work here. But Tom Cruise actually had the input that when he flies the ship, he doesn't want to take his hands off the control to work on this. So we had all the other sorts of places where to put it, but we decided to actually go up here because when he flies the ship, he gets this great move that makes for great on-camera action. On the controls, we decided to have a center joystick and a thrust control on the left. This is probably my favorite part of the whole ship because stylistically it combines the sphere with a very edgy volume, so it's very sculptural. And we have an air intake here, and look, like, we even got so far to build these little, like, protection guys with a remove before flight stuff on it. So, man, this is like boys and their toys here.
Well, the whole philosophy for the movie was to try to build everything we could, to try to shoot everything in camera. So it was a real thrill to have that bubble ship with us on set.
Ready and action.
You have it in stage conditions, which are really controlled. That's fine. Now you got to take it out to a location in Baton Rouge where, you know, heat, humidity, wind, everything is hitting it on a higher temperature. Then you got to take it over to Iceland, and no telling what conditions we're going to hit.
They're going to be shipped in individual pieces. The cockpit will be in one crate, the body will be in another crate, the engines, everything's going to basically go in its own separate crate, so it's safe for shipping.
Not only does it have to look great, but we have to be able to basically tear it down, ship it to another part of the planet where we're working, and put it back together really quickly.
For something that doesn't fly, it's done more mileage than most people do in a lifetime. It's basically been shot in Louisiana, 92 degrees and humid, and now it's here in Iceland, 30 degrees and freezing.
Here's what we do. We just have your foot come down. We'll have the door open, we'll have your foot come down, and you come, and then we just have something to cut away to in the back to the front, and you've got the gun. Yep, ready, and action. And then head down. Yeah, and then we slide across as he goes down. Hey, Mark! Ready, and action.
Being able as a designer to participate on a movie where they build real stuff is like a, you know, a designer's dream coming true. It's one thing to have drawings or a computer model. It's another thing to walk up to it.
Looking at target?
It's been a great piece. I'm really proud of it. I love doing movie vehicles, and that one has just been a blast to be a part of.
Just a great piece of machinery. I want someone to build it so we could fly it for real.
Let's stand by for picture. We have 3 rounds, full loads.
Okay.
Okay.
Just test the jack.
Set. Tom is set.
That's it.
For Tom, he never wants to hand something off to a stuntman. I mean, he has the skills to do that.
3, 2, 1.
He was willing to do jumps, ride at high speed. It's really amazing.
The physicality of a character comes through, and it's storytelling for me, and it's how can I best bring the audience into the story.
He's fearless, and when you have an actor like that, you want to take advantage of it. It was important to me and to Tom that when we're in the bubble ship, it feels like we're really flying this thing.
I'm coming in hot.
It's able to do things that a normal helicopter or jet are not able to do. So we built a gimbal that was able to spin in all these different axes to provide the motion of the bubble ship.
Good one. Circle that.
We just tested it in its first run with all the straps in so that we can simulate all the flying motions and the flying battle sequences that we have on the movie.
Tom, I just need your foot right up here.
We did the tests I went through to make sure it was safe, and there's certain things you had to make sure you didn't have your hands outside the windows at certain times.
Is that to protect the bubble ship in case it comes off?
Just the bubble ship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this half speed, okay?
Let's do it.
Are you saying 3, 2, 1, go?
You know, it was a violent rig. It would spin and twist and go upside down. It was like a very intense roller coaster.
Can we go a little faster?
For someone like Tom, he couldn't wait to get in that thing. I mean, that's just the type of guy he is. He loves to fly helicopters, airplanes, bungee jump. That's what he lives for. For other people, it's a challenging thing to do.
Olga's never been on any kind of a gimbal like this before, but you know, we slowly acclimate all of our actors into a position where they feel comfortable.
The bubble ship is a beautiful creation when it's just standing on the ground and I observe it from far away.
Have fun.
Olga will tell you today she wasn't scared, okay? But she was scared.
Here you go.
You don't want to be in there when it's flipping around. I want to play Victoria! Can we switch?
She's very brave. She toughed it out, and her performance in a lot of scenes of the movie is priceless because it's real. It's not acting.
In the end, I liked it, actually. I have to admit it. But don't tell anyone. I pretended like I didn't. But I secretly did.
You did great.
It's
Olga.
Yeah.
I wanted Jack to have multiple modes of transport, and a motorcycle made perfect sense. It could fit right in the back of the bubble ship. So we built a bike for him.
My name's Justin Kell, and I have a company called Glory Motor Works, and we build stunt bikes and movie motorcycles. Generally, you know, I'll go into a movie and they'll say, we need the bike to go 30 miles an hour in a straight line, that's it. I go, okay. And then we get on set and we jump at 30 feet and we go 100 miles an hour and we ride it down hills and up mountains. So we built this bike to be able to do supercross.
This is the bike we start with. The dirt bike platform was a natural platform to start with. Easy to maintain, easy to work on, and ideal for the climate we're working in. They're insanely fun bikes to ride.
I love motorcycles, and you know, it was a tricky design.
The soft stuff it does really well.
It does well, yeah.
But it was...
It's because it's been ergonomically changed a little bit, all this stuff, but it works great. It's good.
Look, man, it's a motorcycle. It's awesome.
Tom's a really good rider, you know, which makes our job easy. And knowing his riding abilities and what he's going to want to do, we're able to prepare for it instead of being surprised.
The guys that designed it did a sensational job because there's moments that I have to carry Olga in the bike and I'm riding through Iceland and it had to be safe enough for me to travel at very high speeds without a helmet.
A lot of the stuff I think that's extremely successful are the helicopter shots where he's free riding through pristine Icelandic chocolate cake dirt. It's basically a motocross heaven. Hey, on you, Tom, on you. Go, go, go.
All right.
He dumped the bike, but he was in full control of the situation, and his agility basically saved him.
Okay, here we go. Ready, and 3, 2, 1, go, go.
I know it was tricky for them to really figure out the balance of that bike, but I had a blast riding that.
We get to see him rappel into the New York Public Library, and he has some really cool stunts down there.
This is a big stunt show, and that stuff has to be thought of as you're designing the set, from all the rigging and everything that has to happen in there, and all the pyro and all the explosions. So the set had to be big. It's a big action sequence that plays out in there. When we first started designing the set, we had major collapses architecturally, and Joe thought, you know what, I'd rather be more like a tomb and have it a little bit more intact.
That sense of discovery, finding elements of our world embedded in this landscape, to me was something that I thought was very intriguing.
In that scene, Tom comes right down through the ceiling through a classic painting that's in the top of the library.
Okay, let's take him up, guys. We're basically preparing Tom and getting him to ride a wire and be comfortable.
Okay, look, it hurts, but let's see what it looks like.
We test everything out and then give him the information. He digests the information and is able to perform the stunts usually better than 99% of all stunt people. Okay, let's take him up. Ready?
You want it counterclockwise or clockwise? Spin. What are you doing?
When we were working on the library set, we had several different shots that we had to accomplish in there. We had 8 ratchets, and as they pull in, they rapidly accelerate the movement up or out or down or wherever it may be.
Through my conversations with Joe early in the beginning, who really wanted to amp this sequence up.
Well, what I want to do is I want him to roll, and I want his gun to go sliding off that way.
Okay.
So head this way, rolls into a close-up, watching his gun go over the edge.
Say, what, 30-foot drop, 25-foot drop?
30, 35.
I imagine because this table is under the sinkhole, it's rotted.
Right. So then he would basically go to the...
And then kind of roll out of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Watching my gun go this way, you'll see my face. Because the point is,
firing down the head, we're going to
want to see my face, so we're not have to use cuts. It's got to be a one shot. I do the stunts because you can put the camera in places where you may not necessarily be able to put it if I don't do the stunt. That's how we bring the audience into the action.
Okay, Tom, are you set? Set! Okay. Ready, and action!
I missed it.
It's very hard on the body. Take after take after take.
He's up for anything. He really can do all those stunts on his own.
3, 2.
What we're shooting on now is a set of Raven Rock, where 3 drones have entered the sanctuary for all the scavengers.
Spread out!
This is the oldest power plant in New Orleans. It was erected in 1885. It's a solid steel and brick structure, hand riveted, and it was the original powerhouse from New Orleans. And approximately 36 years ago, they closed it down.
It's perfect for this movie. You can't tell where the set begins and where the original structure is. I mean, they've done such an amazing job with just adding bits and pieces.
Yeah. It has been one of the most challenging places to shoot from a safety standpoint. We got to really, really make sure that everybody's in the proper position when we go.
It was total show. I mean, it's not often that you're on a multi-million-dollar movie set and you're having to wear a helmet in case parts of the set fall on your head.
Clear everybody back there behind you.
3, 2, 1, go.
Drone is chasing everybody, and in the process, a few of us get hit by the drone. Our job is to elevate ourselves to the point where our visual effects brothers can disintegrate us.
It's a very big sequence, a lot of people, really tight spaces, a lot of big gags.
Hi, how are you today? We have 120 background survivors coming in. It's a big makeup and hair day for our team.
I am becoming a she-scav. I am apparently the only female scav.
We've had about 30 stunt performers. We've had maybe over 100 pyro explosions.
We have a mortar and a propane popper right down here, and we just been throwing debris and fire, and we have sparks.
The events here and the explosions is 1 through 15. Action!
I'm Doug McQuarrie, and I'm the technical advisor. I handle a lot of the military movement for the actors. I watch what Stunts is doing, and then I start to flesh out how this character's going to shoot and move.
At the end of the second act, there's a reveal that Jack is not who he thinks he is. And that realization, it was important that it be done in the most dramatic way possible. I couldn't think of a more dramatic way than to actually have to physically fight yourself.
I've never done anything like that before. We rehearsed it and rehearsed it and rehearsed it before we shot on location. And the stunt guy I was working with was outstanding.
Kidney shot 1. What happened was I sent a Happy Easter text to Joe, and he was like, Happy Easter, how tall are you? So I sent him my information. He's like, I might have a job for you.
Here we are at the sand pit from the Jack versus Jack fight.
Hey, Mark!
I have to fight myself, so I have to learn both sides of the fight.
The confusion about fighting yourself is knowing that your approach to fighting is the same.
They're both as fast as each other. They're both as intense as each other. They know how to counter each other.
You can just tell you're freaked out rather than being too commanding and in control.
It's almost like they know each other's moves. The way that it was birthed, basically, is I stood in front of a mirror.
Drop your weapon!
And I had to try to figure out how I was going to fight myself.
Tom Cruise would imagine he was looking at himself, and I would just pretend I looked like Tom Cruise.
It's a very challenging sequence, primarily because we are in the heat. They're wearing leather suits.
The suit itself was like a sauna. I've never felt such extreme heat in my life, actually.
And action.
We could only do it one time, and then we started getting dehydrated. The body was just too hot. We had 2 days to do it, and there were a lot of setups. Everyone was just, they were rushing me through the makeup.
Okay, guys, just turn Tom into Jack 2 right now, and we'll put Lloyd in as Jack 1. Let's get him ready right away.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah?
Cool.
Happy with that?
Yep. The markers are just so that visual effects has something to track. So if there's ever a shot where my face comes into frame, then they'll be able to put Tom's over top.
This is a full head replacement, so there's no hiding either of your faces. What they're going to take from when you play the other side is just your facial performance.
At some points, I would wear a hood
with tracking markers so they can do a full head replacement for certain shots.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom.
Yeah. This was what was actually shot on set, and we have Tom on one side, and then the next daily take we have Tom on the other side. And with a bit of rotoscoping, we're actually able to put them both together.
So I'm actually not really in the movie, but yeah. In a good way, though.
Sound speed.
Action. It was really one of the most challenging sequences in the movie to shoot, and just the physical endurance required by Tom to pull it off was astounding.
Cut. Great job, Tom. Great job, Lloyd. Really awesome.
It was quite a challenge, and I really appreciate a great crew, because it's moments like that where you don't get that unless you have a crew that's really working together and moving through the shots and working as a team. That's what's wonderful about making movies.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Cruise, 21 seconds! That was awesome!
There's so many different settings in this film. We have scenes on Earth, we have scenes in space, a lot of different aesthetics we're working with, so it's important to have top-notch visual effects companies in this movie, so it felt like a big cinematic experience.
With these types of movies that are so dependent on the CG complementing the practical photography, more often than not, people are being brought on in the very early stages. Joe saw that the more we achieve with pre-visualization, we could sort of set the template of what wanted to be practical photography versus what wanted to be CG.
Because so much of this movie is in camera, we never wanted any of the digital stuff to ever stick out.
All around, we're going to have visual effects. We'll put in the remainders of broken billboards and banners and stadium seating.
The idea with the crater is the stadium is in kind of in the dirt and been covered for years, but you'll get the sense that we're inside something that used to be pretty amazing.
We have two visual effects houses working on this. We have Eric Barba leading a team at Digital Domain and Bjorn Mayer leading a team at Pixamondo.
Pixamondo is working on set extensions throughout the movie, as well as extensions of the Sky Tower. We built the bubble ship and have a huge aerial battle sequence through the Ice Canyon. It's like 500 shots altogether we're working on. So please meet Paul Taylor, the animation supervisor of the show. He can show us something about one shot that we have where Tom needs to walk over the sky bridge to the bubble ship. We had the previs in the very beginning, and now we needed to plan how to shoot that. So what we did is we shot Tom from multiple angles and reprojected him on some geometry and built a digital double that walks over the plank to the bubble ship.
So yeah, this shot was a pretty big shot. It's about 390 frames, and it's one of the opening sequences, and so as Joe put it to us, this is where we have to sell the movie. This is at the point of the movie when the viewer either believes it or they don't. So that kind of upped the bar for us, and we really spent a lot of time fine-tuning this.
This is the outcome of all the effort and all the departments. For the flyby bubble ship, we have a larger render. The visually interesting thing is him sitting in a sphere, but for us it's a nightmare because everything reflects into it. We have to have the maximum surrounding environment and geometry to reproduce the proper lighting and reflections. And we have a digital double Tom Cruise sitting in there.
Every shot has its different challenge. We had an on-set team that took all our information from set. Adding stuff to that then becomes a little easier as an illusion to pull off.
So I'm surveying this so I can basically create a model in 3D. We can then map textures. It also allows us to track our cameras and put our CG objects in there so they're really in that space. We'll add the drone in There's also a shot after this where it's going to ricochet around and then explode itself.
When the drones are flying around, they had to feel like they were captured in camera on set.
There's a fight that happens where the drones actually get in, and then it's mayhem. That sequence is incredibly challenging because, you know, there's a lot of live action and passes that have to integrate, and the drones have to be put in so they feel real, they belong there.
I'm the compositing supervisor for Oblivion and putting together all the bits and pieces from all the other departments into one complete composite, trying to make it look as photoreal as possible. This is kind of your starting point. You add sort of the bells and whistles and try to dial this in, the color, the value, the contrast, to get it to sit into the plate a bit better. So that's sort of the base lighting pass, and then it's time to add all the effects. So that would be all this exhaust coming out the back and all the dirt that it kicks up and all the pebbles to sort of give it some realism.
There's a few shots that are pretty big shots that are all CG that have been quite an undertaking for us. There's a big fly-through of the Raven's Rock. It's a big camera move, and you know the entire thing has to be recreated digitally.
One of the nice things that I've been able to do with Joe is we started working with him from the very beginning and helped the live action team figure out what they were going to shoot and what they were going to build, etc. And then that's helped us as well. I think that's a key part of our involvement, is helping the overall production and not just a visual effects team.
Excellent. So should we get these large Tychos at 243 then?
My interest in M83 goes back to when I wrote that original treatment. I was listening to Anthony's music while writing that original treatment, so to be able to bring him on the actual film was a real thrill.
So there is a crescendo
Starting at
there,
the
but maybe
one.
starting right away.
Yeah, starting
So
right
it's
away.
okay.
Working on a movie and an album is completely different. It's more like a collaboration, really, with the director, Joe Trapanese, and myself.
Hello, whole team.
Hey, dude.
Good to see you. How's it going? Good to see you. Hey, man. So how are you? How you doing?
He's never done a movie soundtrack before, but his music is not only cutting edge, but it's also very emotional, and it felt like a good fit for this movie.
Sam, I'm still in 27?
Yes.
Great. Here we go, guys. Thank you.
I wanted the score to be very electronic, very spacey. The goal was to have something new, original, and that delivers power and epicness.
Like this, like going to this on the...
What really inspired me with this film is like the landscapes. And Joseph Kosinski showed me like a lot of like artworks and paintings. I had like this like file on my iPad where I have like all these pictures and was very inspired.
I say we do one more, and then I think we have enough to work with.
Okay.
Great.
As an arranger and orchestrator, I get to take Anthony's sound and Anthony's ideas and melodies and adapt them to this ensemble. The magic of film scoring is in this room because we are relying on the sound to blossom in here, and then that's what we're capturing.
Great playing, great playing.
We break down the music into manageable chunks, basically. We have about 50 strings we brought in, really full symphonic size string orchestra. And you might see some trombones and tubas in the back there.
8 horns and 2 trumpets. Really nice size ensemble.
It's a hybrid score in a way. It has electronics and drum kits that you would recognize from M83's music.
Last week we were recording 2 drummers at once in the same room, which was a real blast because those guys rarely get to play together. And because of that, it was just really good vibes in the room, and they were able to play off of each other and against each other and with each other in ways that we couldn't do just with one drummer alone.
Oh, this is cute.
Oh, this is with a guitar.
It's a good one.
We recorded drums, we recorded like orchestra and choir.
These different elements together, it's a really fun part of the process, and it's all blending beautifully. It sounds original, which is all I wanted. I wanted something, an original sound for an original film.
Music and pictures together, it's challenging but beautiful at the same time, and rewarding when you see it on the screen for the first time. I feel like being moved by a movie is one of the greatest things in the world.
I'll make a toast. Oh, wow. Anthony, Joe, thank you so much for all the hard work and talent. I couldn't be happier with how it all turned out. I think it sounds amazing, and congratulations.
Cheers, everyone.